My sister told me I wasn't real family and excluded me from our Christmas vacation in Aspen. Only the real family belongs here. She sneered as she cast me out. I silently booked a private room and took action. The next morning, my phone lit up with a barrage of savage texts. I'm extremely bitter and gleeful as I type these lines. Sorry for the long post, but I need to vent. I'm Tara 28F. My sister Vanessa 26F has always been my parents' golden child. Since childhood, she's gotten everything handed to her on a silver platter college tuition. Luxury car, down payment for her house, monthly allowance, yes, at 26 all from our parents. Meanwhile, I worked my ass off, put myself through college with scholarships and part-time jobs, and built my career from the ground up. I'm now a project manager at a major tech company in Seattle, making $135K a year. I'm proud of what I've accomplished, but my achievements have always been minimized or outright ignored by my family, especially compared to Vanessa's mediocre ones. Despite this, I've always tried to maintain a relationship with them. Every holiday, every birthday, I show up with thoughtful gifts and genuine efforts to connect. I thought this Christmas would be no different. My parents planned a family vacation at a luxury resort in Aspen, supposedly for all of us. I was wrapping up a massive project at work, so I told them I'd fly in on the 23rd instead of the 22nd with everyone else. Vanessa said she'd handle the room bookings since she had time. She doesn't work, just manages her investments, aka our parents' money. After a hellish day of travel-delayed flights, lost luggage, I finally arrived at the resort at 11 p.m. on the 23rd, exhausted but looking forward to finally relaxing with family. When I gave my name at the front desk, the receptionist looked confused. "I'm sorry, we don't have a reservation under Tara last name." I was stunned. I called Vanessa, who sauntered down to the lobby with this smug look on her face. I didn't book you a room. This section of the resort is for the real family. You know, the ones who actually participate and don't just show up when it's convenient." The receptionist looked mortified for me. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "What are you talking about? I told everyone I'd be here on the 23rd because of work." She shrugged and said, "Well, maybe if you prioritized family over your precious career, you'd be considered family." Mom and Dad agree with me. I was speechless. The resort was fully booked for Christmas. There wasn't a room available. I asked to speak to our parents, but Vanessa said they were already asleep and wouldn't appreciate being disturbed. I was standing there, luggageless, roomless, and apparently familyless on December 23rd. I've never felt so humiliated and betrayed in my life. Instead of causing a scene, I walked out, got in my rental car, and drove around until I found a Holiday Inn 20 minutes away with a single room left. I texted my two best friends, Kate and Grace, who both immediately offered to fly out to join me. I took them up on it, and they'll be here tomorrow. The kicker: my Uncle Charles' dad's brother just called. Apparently, Vanessa has been telling everyone I flaked on the family vacation. When he heard what really happened, he was livid. He's the only family member who's ever recognized my hard work and independence. I don't know what to do. Part of me wants to show up at the resort tomorrow and confront everyone. Another part just wants to enjoy Aspen with my friends and forget I'm related to these people. The resort cost is the least of my concerns. I can afford it. It's the blatant disrespect and exclusion that's killing me. Has anyone dealt with this level of betrayal from a sibling? How do you even begin to process your own sister publicly humiliating and excluding you like this? Update 1. Thank you all for the overwhelming support and advice. I'm still processing everything, but wanted to update you on what's happened. First off, Kate and Grace arrived yesterday, and their support has been incredible. Instead of wallowing in hurt, we've been having an amazing time skiing and enjoying Aspen better than I could have imagined with my toxic family. The morning after my post, Uncle Charles insisted on meeting me for breakfast. He's always been the straight shooter in our family. And when I walked into the restaurant, I knew something was up. He looked both angry and determined. He told me he'd confronted my parents and Vanessa that morning. Apparently, when he called them out for excluding me, my parents defended Vanessa's actions. They actually said I needed to learn that family comes first and that my obsession with independence and career was pushing them away. Uncle Charles said he's never been so disappointed in his brother, my dad. Here's where it gets interesting. Uncle Charles revealed something I never knew. He's been financially supporting my parents and Vanessa for years. Their lavish lifestyle, the vacations, Vanessa's investments, all funded by Uncle Charles. My parents lost most of their money in some bad business deals about a decade ago, but kept up appearances thanks to Charles. I was floored. The family that's been looking down on me for working hard has been living off handouts this entire time. Charles then told me he's cutting them off completely. He's already frozen the accounts he set up for them and canceled the credit cards. They'll learn about real independence now, he said. I felt conflicted. On one hand, the vindication was satisfying. On the other, I never wanted to be the cause of family strife. When I expressed this, Charles assured me this was his decision, not mine. I've enabled their behavior for too long, he said. What they did to you was just the final straw. I asked him why he never told me about their financial situation before. He said he respected my journey to make it on my own and didn't want to burden me with their problems. He's always been proud of me for building my life without handouts, something he wished Vanessa had learned. After breakfast, I received a barrage of texts from Vanessa, suddenly very interested in my whereabouts and insisting I join them for dinner. The timing makes me think she's already feeling the effects of Charles's decision. I didn't respond. Instead, I enjoyed a fantastic day with my friends. This morning, my phone exploded with notifications. Apparently, Vanessa tried to check out of the resort and found all the family's cards declined. My mother called me 6 times, leaving increasingly desperate voicemails about a family emergency. When I finally answered, all she said was, "What did you say to Uncle Charles?" Not an apology, not concern for me, just panic about their financial situation. I simply told her, maybe if you prioritized treating all your family with respect, you wouldn't be in this position, echoing Vanessa's words to me. Then I hung up. I'm still sorting through my feelings. There's satisfaction, yes, but also sadness for what our family could have been. Kate and Grace have been amazing, reminding me that family isn't just about blood, it's about who shows up for you. We're staying in Aspen through the 27th, then flying back to Seattle together. I don't plan to see my parents or Vanessa while I'm here. For once, I'm prioritizing my happiness without guilt. I'll update again if anything significant happens. But for now, I'm learning that sometimes the best revenge is living well with people who actually care about you. Update 2. Things have escalated since my last update. I'm back in Seattle now, but the family drama has followed me home. After I returned from Aspen, which ended up being a surprisingly great trip with Kate and Grace, I found my inbox flooded with emails from family members. Word has spread about what happened, and the family has split into 2 camps. Team Tara and Team Vanessa. The most shocking development, my cousin Megan forwarded me emails Vanessa sent to extended family members 2 weeks before Christmas. In them, Vanessa explicitly told everyone not to mention the Aspen trip to me because I wasn't invited, and they needed to teach Tara a lesson about neglecting family. She'd been planning this humiliation for weeks. Yesterday, my parents and Vanessa showed up unannounced at my apartment. I was in the middle of a virtual meeting when they started pounding on my door. When I finally opened it after they wouldn't stop knocking, Vanessa burst into tears, claiming I'd ruined Christmas and destroyed the family by turning Uncle Charles against them. My father was furious, pointing his finger in my face, saying I had no right to air family business to Charles. My mother stood behind them, nodding along but looking increasingly uncomfortable. I remained calm and asked, Did you come here to apologize for excluding me from a family vacation and humiliating me at the resort? Vanessa's response: Why should I apologize when you're the one who's always been difficult? You're the one who's always had to be different from the rest of us. That's when it clicked. This wasn't just about Christmas. This was about years of resentment because I chose independence over dependence, because I built something for myself instead of accepting their version of family where I would always be second best. I told them plainly, I didn't tell Uncle Charles to cut you off. That was his decision after seeing how you treat me. But I'm not going to apologize for finally being seen and valued by someone in this family. My mother finally spoke up, tears in her eyes. We're going to lose the house. Tara, Vanessa's car has been repossessed. Your father and I can't afford our mortgage without Charles's help. Instead of feeling sympathy, I felt angry. And that's somehow my responsibility. After years of you minimizing my achievements, prioritizing Vanessa, and most recently, leaving me without a place to stay on Christmas, my father started to argue, but I cut him off. I need you all to leave. I'll consider having a conversation when you're ready to acknowledge how you've treated me and offer a genuine apology. As they were leaving, Vanessa turned and spat. You've always thought you were better than us. Enjoy your high horse while we lose everything. I closed the door and broke down crying. Despite everything, these are still my parents. And there's a small part of me that wishes things could be different. Later that night, Uncle Charles called to check in. He told me that my parents had reached out to him repeatedly, alternating between angry accusations and desperate pleas. He's standing firm on his decision, saying, they need to learn there are consequences to treating people poorly, especially family. He also mentioned something that surprised me. Apparently, Vanessa has been bad-mouthing me to family and friends for years, painting herself as the caring sister dealing with her cold, career-obsessed sibling. Several family members have reached out to Charles sharing screenshots of things she said about me in family group chats I wasn't included in. I feel vindicated but also deeply hurt. How long has this resentment been festering? How many family events have been poisoned by her narrative about me? I've decided to take the step back from all family contact for now. I've blocked my parents and Vanessa on my phone and social media. I need space to process this betrayal and decide what, if any, relationship I want with them moving forward. My friends have been incredible through all this. Kate's parents even invited me to join their family for New Year's. It's a bittersweet reminder that sometimes the family we choose is more valuable than the one we're born into. Update 3. Our family has been torn apart, but I'm finally getting clarity about years of manipulation and jealousy. The financial consequences for my parents and Vanessa have been swift and severe. Through family grapevine, I've learned that Vanessa had to move out of her luxury condo and is temporarily staying with a friend. My parents are frantically trying to sell their vacation property to keep their main house. The facade of wealth they've maintained for years is crumbling rapidly. But the biggest revelation came 3 days ago when my mother showed up at my apartment alone. She looked exhausted, with none of the polished appearance she usually maintains. When I reluctantly let her in, she didn't start with accusations or pleas for help. Instead, she said something I never expected to hear. I owe you an apology, Tara. She broke down crying, admitting that she and Dad had always favored Vanessa because she was easier. She did what they wanted, followed the path they laid out, and stroked their egos. My independence and determination to make my own way threatened them because it highlighted their own poor financial decisions and dependence on Charles. The most shocking confession: my mother admitted that Vanessa has been jealous of me for years. Despite all the material advantages they gave her, Vanessa has always resented that I built my success on my own merit. Apparently, she's been struggling with holding jobs, has massive credit card debt they've been helping hide, and has been increasingly anxious about her lack of real accomplishments. The Christmas exclusion was her idea, my mother admitted. She convinced us you wouldn't care. that you were too busy with work to be bothered with family time. We were wrong to listen to her. I asked her why she was telling me this now. Her answer surprised me. Your father still thinks we can convince Charles to restore our financial support. I've realized that's not going to happen, and it shouldn't. We've been living a lie, and it's time to face reality. She told me that she and my father have separated. He's still angry and blaming everyone but himself, while she's finally confronting their mistakes. She's looking for a job for the first time in 20 years. I felt conflicted. On one hand, I appreciated her honesty. On the other, it's hard to forget decades of favoritism and dismissal, culminating in that humiliating night at the resort. I don't expect forgiveness, she said before leaving. I just wanted you to know that I see you now. And I'm sorry it took losing everything to recognize what we had in you all along. After she left, I called Uncle Charles. He confirmed my mother had reached out to him separately, not asking for money, but just to apologize. He thinks her remorse is genuine, but agrees that actions, not words, will tell the true story. Yesterday, I received a surprising email from Vanessa's friend Jenna, whom I've met a few times over the years. She apologized for reaching out, but wanted me to know that Vanessa has been spiraling since Christmas. According to Jenna, Vanessa finally admitted to her friends that she orchestrated my exclusion out of jealousy and has been toxic and manipulative toward me for years. Jenna wrote, she's built her whole identity around being the favorite, the special one. Watching your success while her own life was secretly falling apart was too much for her to handle. It doesn't excuse what she did, but I thought you should know she's finally acknowledging her behavior. I haven't responded to Jenna yet. I'm not sure what to say or how I feel about this information. The extended family is still divided, but more people have reached out to me with supportive messages as the truth emerges. My cousin Megan has become an unexpected ally, sharing more evidence of Vanessa's behind-the-scenes manipulation of family narratives over the years. For now, I'm focusing on my life in Seattle. I received a promotion at work last week. The project I was finishing before Christmas was a huge success. The irony isn't lost on me that the career they resented has remained steady while their artificial lifestyle collapses. Uncle Charles has invited me to dinner next week. He says he has a proposition to discuss about a family property that's solely in his name, a small lake house that has always been my favorite place. I'm curious to hear what he has in mind. I'm not sure what my relationship with my parents or Vanessa will look like moving forward. Part of me is still angry and hurt, but another part recognizes that there might be an opportunity for a more honest, if more limited relationship in the future. At least now the masks have fallen, and we're all dealing with reality instead of pretense. Final update. It's been a month of hell dealing with my sister's betrayal, but I think I've finally reached a turning point in understanding my family dynamics and finding peace with the situation. The dinner with Uncle Charles revealed his proposition. He's transferring ownership of the lake house to me. The property has been in our family for generations, and I spent every summer there as a child. It was always my special place. I even learned to swim in that lake. Charles said he's always intended for it to go to someone who would appreciate its history and simplicity rather than see it as a status symbol or asset to liquidate. I was overwhelmed by his generosity, but he waved off my thanks. You're the only one who ever loved that place for what it is, not what it's worth, he said. News of the lake house transfer reached my parents and Vanessa Quickly's small family. Big gossip. This triggered the final confrontation I'd been both dreading and expecting. Last weekend, all four of us, my parents, Vanessa, and I met at a neutral location, a private room at a restaurant Uncle Charles arranged. It was the first time we'd all been together since Christmas. The tension was palpable. My father still carried his defensive anger, while my mother seemed defeated. Vanessa couldn't look me in the eye. I decided to take control of the conversation before it devolved into accusations. I think we all know why we're here. I began. What happened at Christmas was just the breaking point of a dysfunctional family dynamic that's existed for years. I'm not interested in rehashing old wounds or placing blame. I want to talk about where we go from here. My father immediately started on about the lake house, claiming it was unfair that Charles had given it to me without consulting the rest of the family. I cut him off. This isn't about the lake house. It's about years of favoritism toward Vanessa, minimizing my accomplishments, and creating a family environment where I was always made to feel less valuable. To my surprise, Vanessa spoke up, her voice small. "She's right, Dad." All of us stared at her in shock. "I've been horrible to Tara for years," she continued, finally meeting my eyes. "I've been so jealous of her. She built herself into someone successful and independent, while her voice cracked. I have nothing that's truly mine. No skills, no career, just things that were given to me. And now, even those are gone." The raw honesty of her admission stunned me. This wasn't the polished, calculated Vanessa I'd known. She went on to explain that she started therapy and is working with a career counselor. She's gotten a job as an administrative assistant, her first real position ever. It's entry level and the pay is modest, but it's something she earned on her own merit. My father started to object, saying she was meant for better things. But my mother placed a hand on his arm to stop him. "That thinking is what got us here. Robert," she said firmly. The conversation that followed was difficult but necessary. My parents acknowledged their favoritism, though my father still struggled to fully accept his role in our family dysfunction. My mother has found work as a receptionist and seems genuinely committed to rebuilding her life on a more authentic foundation. Vanessa and I spoke privately after dinner. She admitted the Christmas exclusion had been deliberately calculated to hurt me. "I wanted you to feel rejected and unwanted, the way I always felt when people praised your accomplishments," she confessed. "It was cruel and I'm deeply ashamed." I told her I appreciate her honesty, but that trust takes time to rebuild. We agreed to start small, maybe a coffee once a month, to see if we can develop a healthier relationship as adults. As for my parents, I'm taking a similar approach: limited contact, clear boundaries, and a willingness to see if their actions match their words over time. Uncle Charles continues to be a steady presence in my life. He's teaching me about property management for the lake house and has become something of a mentor in financial planning. He says he sees much of himself in me, the family black sheep who found success on their own terms. The extended family drama has largely settled down as the truth has emerged. Some relationships have been permanently damaged, while others have surprisingly strengthened. In an unexpected twist, my cousin Megan and I have become close friends. She's also career-focused and has felt similarly sidelined in family gatherings. We're planning a weekend at the lake house this spring, the first of what I hope will be many gatherings of family members who truly respect and support each other. I've reflected a lot on what constitutes real family. The irony of Vanessa's Christmas comment about real family isn't lost on me. Real family, I've realized, isn't about who shares your DNA or who performs the role of daughter or sister according to some script. It's about who shows up authentically, who supports your journey, who tells you difficult truths from a place of love. By that definition, my circle of real family has both shrunk and expanded over these past months. The hurt hasn't completely healed. I don't know if it ever will, but I'm no longer consumed by anger. Instead, I feel a sense of clarity and peace that comes with finally being seen for who I am, not who others wanted me to be. I'm looking forward to hosting my first gathering at the lake house this summer. Uncle Charles will be there, along with Kate, Grace, Megan, and a few other genuine connections. My parents and Vanessa have a standing invitation if they continue to do the work to rebuild trust. Blood doesn't always mean loyalty, but sometimes, if we're lucky, it can mean a second chance to build something real.